Hello and welcome, my final form leaves. We went over the heroes of Dragon Quest before, but what would a hero be without someone that endangers the world and all living things in it? Happy, I guess. But not much of a hero. So, in this episode, we will go over the other side, the villains the heroes have to fight against, also called Demon Lords, or Archfiends, or Mao, Daimao. Well, they kinda have many names. Let's start. Dragon Quest I has the Dragon Lord. In his base form, well, it is not bad considering he was the first one of them all and that was back on the NES. But he isn't all that spectacular either. He does give off the vibe of a powerful evil mage, and his cane has the shape of a dragon, a hint to his true form, which is a purple dragon. Fine for back then, but nowadays it looks like a basic monster you encounter mid-game and a weaker version of the Lord Dragon. Nothing really special, but not bad looking either. Again, we have an evil sorcerer in Hargon of Dragon Quest II. He looks like an evolved version of the Dragon Lord, which he kinda is, and it works well. Could be more imposing, but again, it was an NES game. His goal, which of course he reaches, is to summon Malrod. I like him. His spiky long hair lets him look really cool, and the combination of orange and purple in his clothes works very well. Also, wait, something is wrong here. Oh, this isn't the Malroth of DQ2, but it is the one of Builders 2, of course. Now, this is the true Malroth. Again, a dragon-like creature, but this is Dragon Quest after all, but more intimidating than the Dragon Lord. He gives off a look that lets you fear that he will jump straight onto your face and leech out your soul, without ever letting go. The snake head at the end of his tail is a nice touch. Dragon Quest III introduced Baramos, again an evil sorcerer, this time more old looking. While not looking that special, he looks very villainous, which works for him. As the final boss, he would be kinda lame, but since he isn't, it is okay. And I like how he, as well as the Dragon Lord and Hargon, have the same necklace. Soma is the true master of darkness in DQ3, and he is, of all Demon Lords of the first 3 games, the best. He looks powerful, and you can believe that he governs over all the evil forces in the world. His color theme lets him look mighty and regal, like the king of all mages. Still, he is a thing of his time, but also shows how the looks have evolved with more experience. Now we reach Dragon Quest IV. Sephiroth sure is one evil dude. What? Sephiroth is from Final Fantasy VII? Ah right, I thought something was wrong. The villain of DQ4 looks much cooler. So, Psaro, one of my favorite designs. His long silver hair looks powerful, especially in combination with his fur coat. The red highlights on his black outfit make him more menacing, and the spiky shoulder pad is a nice finishing touch. However, this isn't his true form. But I wish it was. This thing looks just like a mutated frog. Gone is his menacing look, and now we have this goofy thing. This could almost work as a Muppet. It could have been much cooler. He got this form by absorbing the power of Estark. Now, Estark looks better, even though very similar. How come that the sword-wielding Saro absorbs this dual sworder and then he has no swords at all? 1 + 2 does not equal 0. If they would have swapped Saro's final form with Estark, it would have been way better, but this is still not the end here. In the remix, you can also fight Psaro's former underling, who kinda is a Demon Lord too. Amon follows the Lotus School of villains and is a sorcerer type. He looks menacing, but in a way that says he could be way more powerful if he had his wisdom he has now, but a younger body. He also has another form, which... Not again. Well, the color scheme looks better, and it works better for a character like Amon, but still, a face on the belly is not that intimidating. Nimzo of Dragon Quest V is another mage-like being. However, he doesn't look too mage-like. You could also imagine him as a physical fighter that just hides his muscles. He kinda reminds me of the original Piccolo from Dragon Ball. His final form didn't really scale right. He got taller, but not as tall as he got wide. He does look like a boss from Endgame, but not really like a last boss. He was more intimidating before this transformation. Mortamor of Dragon Quest VI looks like the typical Chinese Kung Fu master type that is a pervert and got way too much power for the good of the world. Intimidating in its own way, I guess. I kinda like it, actually, and well, he has something to hide. What a beast. This doesn't look magical at all, but instead like something ferocious that hammers down on you like a berserker. The fierce spikes on him make him look like he is an unstoppable rage, and the sting on his tail could easily pierce your heart. I really like it, but there's one more form. Back to being more magical looking, like a sinister Joker, without a body, but with hands that he can move freely. While not that fierce looking, he has a pretty eerie look to him, which is good for a final boss like him. Someone who uses the dreams of people to mess with them. Dragon Quest VII gave us a demon lord that was actually able to defeat God. Well, it was a draw more or less, but still. He looks pretty cocky, which works perfectly, as we can see in his other form and how he declines to be. This form is pretty ugly, but this is his true form, and since he chooses to walk around in a more beautiful form, it tells us that he is probably ugly at heart too. And when you damage him enough, he even starts to melt down, making him even more ugly. I love that battle. If you ever need a light bulb, you might want to consider Rapthorn of Dragon Quest VIII. It is an evil light bulb, but it might work for you. Joking aside, I think it looks fine. I like villains of this kind that look small and weak, but have their true power simply hidden. And what it hides is South Park's Chef and Satan combined. This thing looks like it wants to hurt me, but it also looks like it can't. I don't really like this look too much. It is kinda lame, especially with that hole at the bottom. I don't want to know what's coming out of that. And I don't want to imagine it. Ew. Dragon Quest IX has the angelic Corvus. Since he was once a normal angel, this look works pretty well, making him more demonic looking without taking too much away from his originally angelic being. Also, this is kinda only a transitioning form to his final form. In this form, he is full-on demonic. While I didn't enjoy DQ9 quite as much as most of the other installments, this Demon Lord is one of the best looking. He looks evil, cunning and strong, both physically and magically. The eyes on his wing make him pretty sinister looking as well. The only off thing about him is his bra armor. That looks strange. Again, like with the heroes, we have multiple Demon Lords in Dragon Quest X. Awakening of 5 Tribes introduced Nelgel, who looks like a demonic pirate jester that is very fond of his looks. I really like this design. The look on his face shows that he thinks of you as inferior, and from all the villain types, my 2 favorites are the Mastermind and the Angry Overpowering type, the first one of which is what he looks like to be. His final form, however, looks extremely lame. It looks like just another monster you encounter on your journey. Nothing you should have trouble with defeating it. As a normal monster, I would even like this design, but this is supposed to be your final challenge. The sleeping hero and the guided allies can remedy that. Made Sagora is a step below Nelgel for me, at least in their first forms, but still good. You can see he's powerful and you won't have an easy time with him. However, his final form... Now this looks awesome. A chimera dragon thing. Big, intimidating, powerful, evil. This works superb as a final boss. I especially love the wings, which add to his imposing looks. Lore of the ancient dragon goes 2 steps backwards, however. Nadraga looks like Frieza's chubby cousin that wants to play with the big boys but can't keep up. This would work as the right-hand man for a truly evil-looking boss, but as a demon lord himself? Nah. Then he has this decoy body, which would work fine as a random monster from mid-game. It looks okay, and I don't know the details about this thing, since DQ10 was never released outside Japan. And obviously never will. But well, design-wise, I can live with it. Farting from its tail, in comes the chubby dragon that doesn't look like too much of a trouble. It would be fine as some boss, but not as the final boss. It lacks a look that says how mighty it is. Well, let's move on. The final one of DQ10 is found in the 5000 year voyage to a faraway hometown, and is called Kyronos. He looks like a mechanical angel, which makes him pretty intimidating. Like a machine created for destruction. At the same time, however, he doesn't really look like he belongs in Dragon Quest. More like something out of Shin Megami Tensei. There's also Thorn Lady and the God of Destruction, however, I can't find out much about it and don't really know who the Demon Lord in it is, so I can't really talk about that. Finally, we have Dragon Quest XI and Mordegon. His base form is fine, an evil mage that looks powerful, it works. His cunning look and the ability to tarnish the hearts of others work well together. His Lord of Shadows form is okay, it could look a bit more intimidating and powerful, but as it is, it works good enough. His sword being the opposite of your sword is something I really like. His final form, however, is so lame. A bone snake with 2 skulls as heads, one resembling a demon, one resembling a dragon. Now that sounds cool looking, but what they made out of that is just boring. But we also have a secret true final boss in Kalasmos. A baby blob in an armor made out of parts of a crab. I really like DQ11. Together with 7, it is my favorite. But this is the final challenge? Really? The battle was good, but the look of this thing is just so goofy that it doesn't feel like a final boss. With this, we covered all of the Demon Lords so far. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, why not frizzle that like button and windsickle subscribe. Also, follow me on Twitter. Until next time, bye bye.